This is the December 8th, 2015 meeting of the East Long Meadow Board of Assessors. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. Is anyone, no one is recording this meeting other than this office and the LCAT camera. Agenda item 1 is to review the open and executive session meetings from the meeting of November 17th, 2015.
Mr. Chairman, I've read both the open session meeting minutes and the executive session meeting minutes, and found them to be in order as to content and presentation, and I move that they be accepted as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have to review and sign motor vehicle excise commitments. We have a 2015 commitment, fiscal 2015 commitment in the amount of $38,800. That would be for the new cars and things like that this year.
This should be the last commitment for this calendar year, although we may have another commitment in early next year for the end of this year.
And then we have a 2015 motor vehicle excise rebill in the amount of $563.65. There's a procedure for those things. And a second rebill in the amount of $340. And then we have to review and sign the 2015 motor vehicle abatements in the amount of about $5,700. These would be mostly involving cars that were sold and that kind of thing. And then we have to review and sign the accounting report for the month of November. Official notice of what we've been doing to the accountant. And this one is
The apportionments.
okay. We also have two apportionments where properties were divided and bills have to go out to different owners of what's resulted from the split.
There are other pages to sign. And this is the second one.
This is the other apportionment.
Excuse me, ma'am. You're crowding my space.
I knew I was going to get a remark.
Yeah, and apportioning a tax bill that's already out is quite a formal procedure.
I apologize, I jumped over the LA3 sales report. I was just passing
Yes,
everything
that's
on
quite
to
confusing.
Let's get this out
sign,
of the
but
way first.
yeah.
Then we have the agenda item, which is the LA3 sales report for November. This report is filed with the state and is available at the, at the state website.
Sorry, ma'am.
And one thing about the sales report is that we keep getting information about the sales, so it's subject to change as we find out more about these various properties.
I'll cut and try this time.
This one wasn't as bad. The very last one is a reoccurring theme,
Yep.
and we need to review. The second from the bottom, that was what was deemed one time unbuildable lot, but they have now found that they can build a house on it, so that value will be increasing now that it's been deemed buildable. And And you can pick out a couple of the 1.19s. 1.27.
Yeah, I don't know the middle one, 1.9.
I actually looked, it was a handyman special. It said
Well,
it was in need of TLC.
The
middle,
101?
Okay,
the middle one.
that's fine then.
Yeah.
And I saw that we had it in very good condition.
I'm
So,
kind of surprised because that it would need TLC, but
that's how it was advertised.
really,
Mm.
wow.
So the owners of that one will probably be in for abatements after the bills go out.
Or not.
We never know.
Don't call him, Bill.
No,
Or they may have done, if they moved in, they might.
I'm surprised by the person who sold it though, because
Mm-hmm.
they had a house that they sold that was perfect condition and got a ton of money for it where they were before.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, something's not right there.
Especially at that address,
Right, something's up.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we will have the opportunity to do an inspection and get more information on it. Sales letters have gone out, or questionnaires.
Mm-hmm.
It just went out within the last, we got the deeds December.
Maybe they were in a hurry to get out of town or something. I know they're retired.
Oh, I thought that was Junior. It's not the 3rd?
Oh. Yeah, it's true.
But I will be keeping an eye on
Okay.
what's happening with them.
Well, these questions are the reasons we do the sales report.
I'm curious what else it is.
Oh, yeah, that first 1.19. I think that needs a lot of updating.
Yeah, they all do at that end, don't they?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Hmm.
Ever since that new street came in, ruined everything.
That's what happens when you get these exclusive neighborhoods.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is there any further commentary on the LA3 sales report?
I have none.
Again,
I just have one, just looking at that 119, that there's a note on the card about a remodel in 13, so. Kind of
The
strange.
first
That middle one?
119 or the second 119?
The second one.
Second one.
Yeah, I know, it's just. Do we have any idea of the length of time on the market?
I certainly can pull that up. It's having the MLS, it gives me that information.
Yeah.
So I'm back on the internet, that's good. All right, I'm all set with LA3.
I'll set Bill.
okay, the next item is the fiscal year 2017 budget. The budget has to be handed into the tentative budget has to be handed into on January 4th, 2017.
Mhm.
And
Or
we got a
60.
tentative, the final budget has to be turned in by January 4th. And we have the tentative budget here. And you had a meeting with the Appropriations Committee on the appropriations.
Yes, I did attend that meeting that was held for department heads, and they have limited us to no more than 2% over what our budget was last year, with justification on anything that you have increased. And the examples that they have given us is if you had contractual increases, make sure that you provide that type of documentation. They want documentation for pretty much everything on this list. So I have I have all of our documentation pulled. Just so the board is aware that the TEU has not had any contract negotiations as of yet, so we cannot include anything additional because it's undetermined at this time. All other salaries are already based on either what it was or based on work contract.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that, since this is the first time we see this, that we table this until our next meeting and we all have a chance to read it at home. And if we have questions, contact Diane and then we can bring it up at our next meeting.
Okay, we discussed
So
the
that-
obvious issues, so
Yeah.
let's let the other issues, we will need further study as you suggest.
Yeah.
I read it, looks fine to me. I'm a speed reader, what do you want?
Thoroughness.
I will be available. I do have a few more days before the end of the year to take off, so just give me a buzz and I'll be happy to sit down if you have any questions.
Okay, we have correspondence regarding a possible land donation.
As you can see in your correspondence folder, someone has offered to the town a 10-acre parcel of land and they want to donate it for conservation purposes. It has, the Selectman's office has forwarded this letter on to our office along with Planning, Conservation, and Open Space Committee, and they are looking for comments or recommendations. As I've said in the past, our office is not looking to purchase real estate, so I'm not really sure if we have any interest in the property, although maybe conservation or other areas may have interest. This parcel is on Chestnut Street and it does abut near the nursing home, and the back is along the easement with small frontage on the actual Chestnut Street, and you should have a map attached so you can get a general.
Yeah, I see that. I'm trying to place it.
If you're looking at the map and you see this parcel way
It's
over
when you
here,
get
I
on
believe
Chestnut Street, it's really, it's on the left-hand side.
it's right before Tracy Lane, is it? Is it Tracy on
Oh,
that
and
side?
Right before
there,
Tracy and
okay,
right after
okay.
the nursing home entrance.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would probably abut other conservation land, wouldn't it?
It's
Is
wet
that
in
what
the
you
back.
said?
No,
No.
it
No?
abuts an easement. I can't remember if it's
Yeah, I see the
gas or electric. It's one of those easements. I had it looked up, I just don't recall what it was. And then the nursing home along the one side of it. The other
Right.
side abuts against property on Tracy.
What's the assessed value on it?
120, 400.
I think it would be good for the town to just take. It'd be protection for the homes that are in that area.
Well, I know that as a member of the Open Space Committee, they have they try to preserve a certain amount of space,
Yeah.
and the best way to get it is through donation purposes.
Right.
And so this has been offered. I have learned that the members of the Conservation Commission were going to go and review the property,
Good.
because naturally you don't want to, have someone offer you something and then find out that maybe it's going to be more costly for us to maintain.
Yeah, it's my recollection, that's all, as long as I've been in town, and that's 50 some odd years plus, it's always been vacant land. So I wouldn't think there'd be any DEP issues on it, but.
Would the board want me to respond to the Selectman's office? They are looking for information from these different offices that they sent copies on.
If they want our opinion, sure,
Yeah.
we'll take it. Let them donate.
Yes, I would,
And the amount, there's certainly, the amount of taxes on it is small enough not to be, so that's not a serious consideration.
Right.
yeah.
Having it go tax exempt is not a
Exactly,
serious
it's not a
consideration.
big loss in tax dollars, and I think it's a gain, and especially where it backs up to some of these homes and so forth, I think it gives them some protection.
Very good.
And we're not losing out on like a subdivision either. It looks like it's too wet back there.
Right, right, with this running through here to the rear of the property. So,
Now we have a letter from Vision, which is our consultant,
Well, Vision is our software.
software consultant.
Well, it's just our software now.
Yeah.
We use Vision just for
Yeah.
our database, and
I saw that, yeah.
yeah, they ended up having a new president, and apparently it's just too much of a drive and commuting, so she has decided to step down.
Yeah,
But she is going to be continuing with the software strategies and the software implementation projects. And Jay Toronto, who has been with Vision for a long time and is
Yeah.
a wealth of
I'm
knowledge.
sorry to see him go.
Yes,
It's a different name, huh?
yeah, was offered a job down in North Carolina, and I think they were thinking about moving in that direction
So-
to retire anyways.
Yeah.
So it was a good move for him, and so Kevin Comer is
Stepping back in,
stepping back in.
no retirement for him.
Generally, that doesn't affect us, but it's nice that they are letting us know
Yes.
what is going on, so we know who we're dealing with.
Yeah, it's a nice courtesy.
Yep. And then there's just a couple of planning board decisions.
Do these have any substantial impact on our office, or?
No, it doesn't.
No.
One office, home office, and one that is a business, and we're already aware of the business, so.
Okay.
Is there any old business or new business for this open session?
I don't have any.
Nope.
Then I move we go into executive session to discuss requests from documentation, certain motor vehicle abatement requests, policies involving documentation of commercial tax forms, and the chapter land applications, and statutory exemptions, and an update on a property, and and negotiations involving the contracts with our consultant.
I'll second that motion.
Well, we will not be coming back into open session. This requires a roll call vote. Mrs. Saulnier?
Yes?
Mr. Grudgeon?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson? Yes.